All rise. Welcome to the Cambridge Exam Boardroom Trial. I'll be your presiding judge today, and you, watching at home, are the jury. Today, we are putting the Cambridge Arabic 9680 mark scheme on trial. The charge? Robbing incredibly smart students of easy marks on the response to passage section. We're going to dive deep into the evidence and show you exactly how to formulate arguments so bulletproof the examiners have no choice but to award you full marks.
Consider this quote Exhibit A. Most candidates hemorrhage points here, not because they don't know Arabic, but because they don't know the law of the exam. For this case, we've subpoenaed the principal examiner reports. We're pulling back the curtain to uncover precisely what the top brass is looking for, giving you an elite, behind-the-scenes advantage. By the end of this masterclass, you won't be one of the students losing out.
Here is the official docket for today's proceedings. We'll start by unlocking the mark scheme, review the core assessment objectives, master the technical methodology, lay out a deconstruct, solve, evaluate framework, and finally, expose the top examiner traps.
Let's open Section 1, Unlocking the Mark Scheme.
The governing law in this courtroom is the method mark strategy. This means examiners award points for your analytical process, not just a literal bottom-line translation. Imagine two junior attorneys trying to win a case. Counsel Alex has massive files of raw evidence, but absolutely no closing argument. Counsel Sam is an incredibly persuasive speaker, but has zero physical case study backing. The method mark strategy demands both. You have to systematically show your logic, linking your textual evidence to your final conclusion, step by step.
Moving to Section 2, the core assessment objectives.
To secure a favorable verdict, you must demonstrate competence across these three cognitive domains. Knowledge and understanding is your raw evidence, identifying the grammar or vocabulary. But that's not enough. You have to move to analysis. How do those structural elements interact within the Arabic passage? And finally, evaluation. What is their significance to the author's intent? Miss any one of these pillars, and your argument collapses.
Let's look at the precedent. A standard answer, let's call it Counsel Alex's approach, relies on isolated knowledge, dropping disconnected facts and treating the passage like a trivia quiz. But the syllabus mandates that a top-performing candidate showcases a connected, conceptual understanding. They synthesize the specific Arabic passage with broader cultural or historical contexts, taking a concept and transferring it to an unfamiliar context. That synthesis is exactly what the examiner is paying out top marks for.
Let's open the files for Section 3, Mastering Technical Methodology.
Knowing the law is great, but how do we execute this in the courtroom? First, your extraction skills must be lethal. You have to surgically pull the right textual evidence from the Arabic passages. Second, you interpret the grammatical or thematic relationships between those extracted points. And third, you draw a solid, evidence-based conclusion. Every thematic claim you make must be chained directly to the specific vocabulary or syntax the author used.
And let's not forget courtroom decorum. The way you present your case matters immensely. You must use proper headings, correct terminology, appropriate formats, and incredibly clear annotation. Professional presentation is heavily scrutinized by examiners. If your response is just a massive, disorganized wall of text, you're making it impossible for the examiner to award you method marks.
Section 4. Deconstruct, solve, evaluate. Now, I'm striking the gavel right here for a quick recess. Before we present this specific problem-solving framework, ensure your legal counsel feed is secured. Subscribe to Ace the Exams right now and enable all notifications so you never miss our weekly masterclasses. All right, back on the record.
When Counsel Alex and Counsel Sam hit a logical contradiction mid-paragraph, this is the exact 5-step framework they need to use. 1. Identify the core linguistic devices. 2. Break the analysis into logical steps. 3. Solve systematically using a structure like PEEL, point, evidence, explanation, link, to seamlessly connect the evidence to the thesis. 4. Check for reasonableness. Does your interpretation actually fit the cultural backdrop of the passage? And 5. Make a justified recommendation.
The ultimate weapon in your arsenal is evaluative thinking. Top candidates act like elite cross-examiners. They don't just passively accept the surface text, they actively question the assumptions in the passage. They weigh different perspectives or double meanings in the Arabic vocabulary, and they justify every single decision with hard, undeniable evidence.
Which brings us to Section 5, the top examiner traps.
So, why do prepared students consistently lose their cases here? It's time for some interactive jury duty.
I want you to imagine a 60-second visual timer right now. As we look at the principal examiner reports, I want you to mentally flag where you think the arguments are falling apart. Let's see if your instincts match the examiner's. Let's play Spot the Hearsay. Here are the 3 massive traps. Trap 1. Misapplying approaches. Like using a generic analytical tool that completely misses the context of the passage. Trap 2. Ignoring presentation conventions, rendering the argument unreadable. And Trap 3. The ultimate form of hearsay, writing descriptive fluff. Generic, memorized answers that lack any specific textual details from the Arabic passage right in front of you. Objection. The examiners have issued a major alert on this one. Candidates are consistently confusing key terminology. The mandate here is simple. Always define your terms before you use them in an extended response. If you're bringing up a specific rhetorical technique native to Arabic, take one sentence to define it. It proves to the examiner beyond a reasonable doubt that you know exactly what you are talking about.
Members of the jury, it is time for the final verdict. The theoretical architecture of this exam rests entirely on integration. The syllabus is not a bunch of disconnected laws. Referencing cross-topic connections and pointing out causal relationships between a stylistic choice and a broader course theme is your absolute best ticket to a top-tier score. That is the rule of evidence linkage. I'll leave you with this provocative thought as we adjourn. What if, on your next practice paper, you stopped acting like a nervous defendant and started thinking like the examiner, actively looking for places to award method marks? Make your argument impossible to ignore. Thank you for attending this session. Don't forget to subscribe to Ace the Exams at Ace the Exams, click the bell, and comment below with your target level and subject. Court is dismissed.